Okay, I started carving fire agate probably close to 20 years ago now. And early on I was using diamond burrs, real coarse ones. I was using a grinding wheel. I started using saw blades to remove the chalcedony. And it finally dawned on me that I needed a quick way to get the chalcedonies off of the fire agate because it takes so much time. My solution is what we're going to show you. These are very coarse tile, concrete, stone blades. You can get them offline like eBay. I would guess nowadays you can buy these probably for about $10 each. Even at $20 they're well worth the money. If Greg can zoom in a little bit right here, you can see the diamonds in it. And they're 36 grit diamond. Anyway, I designed this machine over here with plenty of light. I got a backlight in the back that shines through. I'll turn the lights on. The light in the back shines through the chalcedony, so you can see where your actual fire agate is. Here's another one. You can see right through that chalcedony. This motor is 3,400 RPM. The smallest one I could find was a 3/4 horse. I don't know if I would think they had 3,400 RPM and it's smaller than 3/4 horse, but that was the one I found. I made an arbor I have machines in my studio that I can make stuff. So I made an arbor and then an adapter to fit this blade. Made this splash guard just out of stock. And I've got a pressurized water spray tank that directs my water to it. And I'm going to turn it on and off pretty quick so you can hear how fast it runs. The nice thing about this setup is that, I can't even guess how many hours it saves you. I've got a few fire agates sitting here. That one's got an amazing amount of chalcedony on it, a little tiny, looks like a real good stone sitting right there, and we'll find out here shortly. This one's Deer Creek. This one's Slaughter Mountain. And again, it's just got a little tiny piece looks like it's got good color fire agate sitting right here. I'll go ahead and do is I'll fire this thing up and work on these two that have the huge chalcedony. Okay, I'm going to start out with this one with the bulk, huge amount of chalcedony on it. Again, if you'll notice the light in the back shining right through that. Going to go ahead and get my water turned on. Get it going. And I'm just going to get this stuff out of the way as quick as I possibly can. Okay, you saw how quick I'm going to run the whole length of this when I edit this video. You can watch the amount of time that the video plays. I got all of this off right here in, I'd say, less than 2 minutes. You know, I'll be able to tell when I do my video editing. So now what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and get this little bit more off, and then I'll start carving down with the face of this down onto that bubble. I don't know if that bubble shows up real good or not, but there's a real perfect little round bubble coming up. And if you look right in here, it looks like there's color. That doesn't always mean there is color. A lot of times you get deceived, but you know, that's one of your best indicators that there's going to be something in the stove. So I'll go ahead and fire it up and get some more stuff out of the way pretty quick. Yeah, I'm really pretty close on all sides, getting close to that brown layer in there. And one thing you can do is use the side of this, because it's solid. It's called sintered dye, but it'll grind over here. So now next what I'll do is I'll see if I can either get real close to or hit the brown, and then I'll start coming down to see if there's any color showing. Yeah, again, the nice thing about having that backlight is I can literally, using this optivisor, I can see the light passing through anywhere where it's not the nice chocolate brown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 10 power optivisor on, because I'm getting real close, and I'll start working this face back and forth and start dropping down on that bubble. And if there's nice fire in here, as long as you don't get carried away and cut too fast, I'll end up exposing some hopefully bright color. I'm going to grab my 10 power. Okay, now that I have my super eyes on, I want you to look at that. You saw it when we first started the video. Greg and I just discussed it, less than 5 minutes in this to get all that off of there and have it down. You could go over to your bench now and start working on this with a Fordham. 5 minutes of work, and then you can go with a Fordham. I'm going to go ahead and do more work on it on this machine because I'm comfortable with the coarseness that you deal with, and we'll see what shakes out. I am going to work down over this face, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and hopefully I'll expose a color layer. I'm 99% sure there's something down there, but it may end up just being that real bright gold. So I'll go ahead and fire back up and we'll see what we can see. Again, I can see through this top. You have to check real often when you're doing this. Okay, I just broke through. I just broke through what looks like the upper layer of people call it, it's iron oxide, the brown. You know, I know the true name of it, but we're not going to get into it right now. Anyway, I don't know if that's showing up for Greg or not. You can see where I popped through a lighter brown layer. There's a little, almost a bullseye there. So now that I've done that, I can go ahead and come around all this outside edge, because I don't know if that's not going to work. I can still see through all of this out here real easy when I have this magnification on. So I'll fire it up again, and hopefully there's a gem down there. Okay, the most promising section in the piece of rough was down in here. It almost looks like there's fire showing through. Well, now that I've ground down on it quite a bit, that's just the, for lack of a better, the carnelian coating. It's an iron oxide in the agate. Well, right here, I popped through that and it's showing me pure white, which is more than likely there's not going to be a fire piece of fire underneath this. I'll go ahead and do some more and we'll see. Okay, Greg just took this outside. He spied out a little bit of green over where I popped through where I saw the white. I just looked at it with a 10 power loop and it does look like there is in fact some green down there. So now what I'll do is I'll start working back and forth on this face in hopes that I'll come down on top of that green. Something's starting to show up. You can see it now. And it does look green, so I'm going to be very careful because this thing cuts so quick. I'm going to see how much of that I can expose without actually hitting it, so I can see where the bubble layer is. Starting to show up better. More than likely I'll go over and start using my Fordham on this, get a little bit more off of it. Okay, that's about as much as I'm going to do. I'll talk a little bit. I'm using a 10 power optivisor so I can see a lot more. In fact, if we want to walk outside in a little bit, we can show this out in the sun. One nice thing about this bench that I've made, which I'll go ahead and get a backed up image of the bench, is you can sit here and rest both your arms on the actual bench and then really support your stone so you can barely move it, barely cut stuff off. But it does look like there's probably a pretty nice little green pea in here. So we'll walk outside and I'll have Greg do a few shots of it outside, and then I might, maybe not today, but I'll go over there and we'll work on it with the Fordham a little bit so you can see the actual true little tiny, it's the nice ring stone. So now we'll go outside.
I'm gonna get the whole machine.
Anywho, this is the whole machine. I designed this in the 3D software I have, and thought about it. If you think about what you want to do and how you want something to function, you can sit down and design it, and using the 3D software I use, you can make your changes before you even make something.